He's like a woman during that one time of the month. Rumple, no! Hey Internet, it's Jessica, and welcome back to Cinderella Phenomenon, Rumple's Root. So in the last episode, he was teaching Lucette how to flirt because he thinks that flirting or complimenting people will be equivalent to a good deed. And I kind of see his point, but it's kind of not working out as well. But other than that, we also are trying to learn a little bit more about Rumple and his past. So we're trying to see if we can like trigger more of his memories so that will show up in his notebook. I make my way to the forest clearing. In the dark, everything feels a lot more comfortable. Here, I do not have to pretend to listen to anyone, and I do not have to talk about myself. I settle down on a rock and stare up at the sky. Do not understand why, but I feel terrible after hearing the truth from my niece. Should I have forgiven her? Oh yeah, that's true! That too, or the reason why Lucette fired Anise for her maids. Because she really didn't rip Dolores' dress, it wasn't her fault. No, she deserved to be fired for not being as competent as she needed to be. I sigh and find myself speaking out loud. Maybe I am the Ice Princess. But have you seen the beautiful sculptures that can be made out of ice, Princess? Of course, this guy, why is he like in the middle of the forest at nighttime? I don't fucking know. I turn to see Rumple walking towards me, a broad grin on his face. Ice always sparkles in the sun. It glistens and stands so proudly where it's been sculpted. I stare at Rumple blankly. He sighs and shakes his head. I'm sorry, that was unparticularly bad, wasn't it? He sits down beside me and his grin falters a little bit. Aww. Again, it's a bit random that he's like out in the woods at night, but okay. I have no white lilies to give you this time, my sweet princess, but I will offer anything else you would need from me to apologize for my advice earlier. I can offer anything. My words, oh my god! I cut off Rumple as I'm not in the mood for his usual behavior. You're always like this. All you ever do is flirt. Any meaningful thing you try to say is lost in the flattery you can constantly give the people. It's shallow. You're right. What? I stare at him. Rumple is smiling, but it's not the same confident grin he wore earlier. Somewhere deep in my memories, I remember someone telling me off just like this. Many people enjoy flattery, princess. A lot of people are receptive to flirting. But nothing can measure up to genuine compliment. This is actually what I mean. It's kind of like Karma when he's like all being like, oh hey, you know, like all charming or whatever. But it's kind of his defense mechanism. I think it's the same thing with Rumple. He's just complimenting everybody just cause it's what he knows what to do in that situation, rather than being like genuine, I guess. But I stand by what I said before. In the making a person happy is a good deed. Look, I'll show you. Rumple shifts so that he's looking right at me, and I notice that his smile is gone. Lucette, of all the women I've met, you are the most straightforward and honest. Many do not have the courage or the confidence to exhibit those qualities. And that's why I admire you, and why I will always take your word to heart, because I know you always speak the truth. I look into Rumple's eyes, which is still a gentle shimmer despite the darkness. For a few moments, his words float around in my head. No one has ever complimented my bluntness and honesty before, and no one has ever complimented me for it. Rumple told me before that I deserve to be spoiled. Maybe it's because he sees things that I do in more positive light? My, you're stuck speechless like that, aren't you? You look cute with your cheeks so rosy, my princess. I glare at him and Rumple laughs in response. I put my hand to my cheek, suddenly self-conscious. Rumple smiles at me, but it's not usual playful smile. Right now, he almost looks serious. Did he mean what he said? Ask if he meant to tell him off. Damn it! I don't- This is the problem. I know he's into, like, fucking when Lucette is mean to him, he's into that kind of shit. But, like, I don't know if he wants it to be, like, right now, because he seems like he's being genuine, you know what I mean? Fuck, dude. Okay, let's see if I tell him off. I don't know. Why do you have to be so dramatic when you gave me that compliment? I was dramatic? I cross my arms and Rumple grins at me. I can't help it, princess. I am dramatic by nature. A compliment is, in some ways, a performance. So you do not mean what you said? No, I did, I swear. I was trying to show you how to make a person happy could be a good deed. Complimenting a person on appearance is easy than complimenting them on their demeanor. You have to know a person for that. Hey, okay, thank God, because I was about to say. I meant what I said, princess, and I swear I wasn't just trying to weave a spectacular words together. I let out an exasperated sigh. Sometimes I cannot tell if I'm angry or confused by Rumple. Ah, what a beautiful sound! As if the sweet wind itself was gently tickling my ear. I sighed away from him and scowl. Your scowl is adorable too, and you have such delicate lips. Oh my god! Right. I'm still convinced that his earlier compliment was just a lie. How can you say something genuine and slide right back into this pitiful flattery? For a moment, the silence falls, and I find myself surprised that it's not awkward, being alone with Rumpel. Will you accept my apology for earlier? I promise, I'll never try to get you to flirt with anyone ever again. Besides, if you flirted with another man and then grew fond of him, I would be devastated. That would never happen. You didn't let me finish. I was going to say I would be devastated because that would mean that your heart belongs to someone else, and my heart belongs to no one. I will steal it like a thief in the night. That will also never happen. If not that, then I'll settle with making you smile, at least once, because I'm sure you would shine as brightly as the sun if you smiled. You're unreasonably persistent. Love is persistent in endeavor, princess. A man in love stops at nothing to win over a woman that he so adores. Then you must be in love with many women. Oh, get called out, Rumple! Shit! I stand up. I would appreciate you just complimenting me when you mean it. But princess, I mean every one of my compliments. I have no energy to chastise him right now, but at least I no longer have the anger inside of me earlier. It's been a long day. I'm going to bed. Would you like company? I didn't mean good night, Rumpel. Good night, Princess Lucette. She thought you meant coming into bed with her. Oh my god. I make my way back to the tavern, feeling surprisingly light. Still, even if Rumpel's words make me happier than I care to admit, he's not doing a very good job helping me with my curse. I might have to do this on my own after all. Chapter 5, The Doctor. Doctor Who, sorry. What a brilliant day! The sun is shining, the town is full of laughter, and I have my sweet princess here to accompany me. Cannot help but groan at Rumple's optimism. Because we're both sent out to run errands. Because everyone thinks we're a wonderful couple. No, because we're partners. Partners? A couple? It may be as well be the same thing. Half of the time Rumpel says some deep things, but then he says things like that. It's like he has two personalities. No, it's not the same thing at all. I take out the list and scour for the things we need to buy. More than half of it is already crossed out. I glance at the bags that Rumpel is carrying. He refuses to let me carry any of them, insisting that it would be impolite to force the load on me. It's so different from Karma because Karma made Lucette carry everything. That leaves me with the list duty. This is a lot more laid back than I would have done at the Martian. Okay, now we have the general medicine restock for Emmys. My area of expertise. Never fears, my sweet princess. I will find everything we need. We already have a list. But Rumpel just hums enthusiastically as we continue our way, and I'm not entirely sure if he heard me or not. We arrive at the little medicine shop in the central plaza. A man exits through the door, coughing loudly. People turn their heads to stare at him. I wait for the man to pass so that I can open the door to the store, but then I notice that Rumpel hasn't budged beside me at all. His eyes do a quick scan of the man before he slowly begins to walk towards him. Sir, you are sick. Eh? What's it to you? Even if I was sick, lad, there's nothing I could do if I don't have any money. Besides, something like this will kill me. It's just a cough. How long have you had your cough, sir? It seems like such a minor thing, but Rumpel suddenly looks serious about it. He looks at the man in the eyes slightly narrowed, as if he's trying to see past him. It's been with me for more than 3 days. Coughs are pesky things, aren't they? They're usually the last thing that go, but at least they're not deadly most of the time. Even if you can't buy medicine, sir, there are a lot of home remedies that might help with your cough. Boy, I've already tried warm tea. My wife's given enough of me at that. Water is good for your throat, sir. Any kind of steam works too. If the cough is riddled with mucus, it'll be easier to expel with steam. When you can't afford the medicine, sometimes the simple things will help. And coughs stay for a while, so don't fret if you can't get rid of yours immediately. Well, I appreciate the advice. Not exactly what a doctor would tell me, but it'll have to do. Oh no! Oh no! Rumpel is the doctor, though! The man thanks Rumpel before walking off. I notice Rumpel looking down at the ground, a rather forlorn expression on his face. Is what he said true? About what, princess? About doctors not giving advice at home remedies. Most doctors don't believe in such things. They'll always say that medicine works better than home or herbal remedies. The medicines do help, but sometimes they aren't necessary. Yet you just gave him advice. Not everyone can afford medicine. Being a doctor means helping people, not taking advantage of their sickness to steal their money. Money was never a problem at the palace. Whenever I was sick, the palace staff made sure that I had the best and most effective medicines. Do you remember what you were like as a doctor? I wanted to help everyone that showed up at my doorstep. Sometimes I couldn't, and it frustrated me. I prescribed medicines when necessary, gave advice other times, and when things were dire, I performed small operations. He does seem a lot more serious when he talks about health. Rumpel is silent for a few moments before his eyes light up once again. Anyway, shall we go stock up on our medicine? I thought you said medicine wasn't always helpful. Because it's not, but I also know that Anise uses mostly herbs, and she tries to handle things without too much medication. She's quite capable. We enter the shop, and in no time Rumpel spots the items on our list. We use the rest of our money to buy medicines and remedies that we need, and then we begin to head back to the tavern. On our way there, Rumpel strikes up a conversation again. So Princess, have you given any thought to what I said before? About what? You already forgotten? About making people happy. What? You know, you can make me happy right here and now by giving me a kiss on the cheek. Oh my god! I stare blankly at him before walking away. No thank you. And alas, my hopes are dashed again. When we are at the outskirts of town, I pause and turn around. It is as if I could feel eyes on my back, but I do not see anyone openly staring at me. Oh my god, this is what I think is just Mythros and like all of them in the fucking castle. Is someone watching me? Suddenly I feel a warmth hand behind me, a finger interlaced through mine. Rumple pulls me a little closer, his expression oddly gentle. Don't worry, my sweet princess, you are safe with me. Suddenly his face is a lot closer to mine, and I can see his features more closely. It is like the night in the forest, except his face is not marred with the same shadows. There's caution in his eye, but it's not directed at me. Did you see someone following you? No, I just thought I felt someone looking at me. Better stay together then. We begin walking again. The two of us begin to head back to the Martian. Rumple has all the bags in one hand now. He hums a little bit as we walk. It's remarkably peaceful, so much so that I don't even mind him holding my hand. Suddenly feels a lot safer. I'm less in the reverie that I do not even notice when we turn and go in the opposite direction. What? This is not the way back to the Martian. On the contrary, it's more than a scenic path. Don't you like the forest, princess? The shafts of light coming through the canopies and the soft blades of the grass tickle your ankles. It's such a romantic place. No matter what he says, this does not lead us back to the Martian. It is not a scenic path or a path at all. Stop walking! I instantly root myself in place, and even though Rumple is far taller than me and far stronger, he stops after noticing that I'm no longer walking. Oh, princess? Did you want to stop and admire the scenery? Why are you taking me through here? I do not care about scenery. I do not care about walking anywhere with you. Princess, your honesty is a real treasure. One day I will make it so that you enjoy places with me, not just holding my hand. I quickly slide my hand out of his, my face feeling somewhat hot. Ah, there's the sweet rosiness of your cheeks. You never answered my question. It's a detour. We're going to be here for a few minutes. If you thought you saw someone's eyes on you, it'd be better to divert their attention away from the Martian. And before you say it's dangerous, yes, it is. But we're still not far away from town to worry about safety. And I believe I can protect you. How? I mean, no offense, Rumple. I know you're a doctor, but I just want to know how you can fight. Cause with Karma, he's a fucking, prince who fights, so he knows how to use the sword. Rod, I mean, he didn't really know how to fight either, so never mind. I'm just asking. Would you compliment my cleverness, sweet princess? He takes a step forward, bringing the short distance between us, and then suddenly his fingers are around my wrists again. But he does not lace his fingers around through mine. Instead, he takes my hand in his and then pulls me to his face. Before I realize it, my hand is on his cheek, his hand cupping my own. Oh my god. What are you doing, Rumple? Princess, you can trust me, always. I mean it. I confess that sometimes you trust me, sometimes you don't. But you don't need to be so cautious around me. I shower you with compliments because I believe you deserve them. I tell you that I enjoy being around you because I do. I should be focusing on his words, but all I can do is look into his eyes. What do I need to do for you to fully trust me? Mother told me that people lie, so that I can trust in everything. So how can I trust in everything he says is the truth? Perhaps if I stop throwing compliments at you, you would not be you without all the compliments. What am I saying? I always complain about his compliments, but the thought of Rumple without compliments is strange. So do you enjoy my compliments, sweet princess? No, What? Words have deserted you, I understand. Being so close to me would have that effect on women. Something bright in anger flashes up inside me. Something that I don't understand. I pull my hand away from him, a scowl on my face. Was it my big mouth again, princess? Come on, let's go back to the Martian. I start walking ahead and Rumple rushes to catch up with me. I clenched my fingers and let out a silent sigh. Rumple was being nice to me again, but I always rejected his kindness. It cannot be real. Again, I don't blame her, you know, the way she's brought up, so I understand why she doesn't think it's true. Also because Rumple just does it to everybody. Days go by, I consider Rumple's advice, but I refuse to flirt with anyone again. But I have no idea how to make anyone happy. Rumple told me that I cannot make anyone happy without knowing anything about them and listening to them like I did with Anise. But what reason do I have to listen to people? This is so frustrating. Days later, Rumple and I sit to the table waiting for our work orders. Rumple is on the verge of a conversation when we suddenly hear Perfect speaking in the doorway. Rumple picks up on the words before I do and rushes over to the front door. He looks almost nervous. Who's at the front door? I excuse myself briefly, telling Anise that I will be back. I make my way over to the front door, and there I see 3 people in the conversation. Oh, there is Rumple and Perfect and a very pale man. The pale man looks like death itself, like he might kneel over. I can help him. Rumple, he needs help. He could stay in my room instead. I can even restock the medicines on my own if need be, so please let me help him. There's a desperation in Rumple's eyes as I've never seen before. He looks at Perfect pleadingly, all the while holding the man by the shoulders to steady him. What's happening? Oh, Princess, this man heard about Rumple through one of the men at the tavern. He's sick and he doesn't have a lot of money to pay for treatment. He came here seeking for Rumple. He must have been able to find this place because he was cursed. Does he have any money to pay? Rumple turns to me with a frown in his face. I have never seen him look at me so sternly. Princess, you remember what I told you before. He was insistent that a doctor's #1 priority was to help their patients, regardless of their monetary situation. Take him to your room then, Rumple. I will have Anise assist you if she's willing. No, Anise doesn't need to worry herself. I think she'd want to help you. The two cut their discussion short when the man starts coughing, and a terrible hacking cough that paralyzes him. Rumple studies him and then begins to slowly move him towards his room. Don't worry, Princess, he'll be fine. What? I can see the worry on your face. Rumple will be fine. Why would I worry about Rumple? Because it's not like you to worry about someone you don't know at all. He looked so alarmed. I've never seen Rumple look like that before. It's not like him. Rumple knows what he's doing. I'll have someone else assist you with the serving today, so no worries. Perfect comes through on her promise. When I go back to the bar, both Anise and Rumple are gone. Karma, or Miss Karma, is there instead looking disgruntled. Waltz would be better at this. Why do I have to help? Because Waltz is busy doing a puppet show and Rumple is helping a sick man. Oh, well, I guess there's nothing I can do about that then, other than enjoy it. He flips his hair and smiles brilliantly. I will attract all the customers today. Perhaps we should have a competition, Princess. Compete with yourself. I'm really not in the mood for karma right now. Then I shall definitely compete with myself because challenging yourself is important. Karma picks up the waiting table is fairly easy. I notice that he speaks very fondly to the girls, but they are not receptive as they are with Rumple. Many times they ask Karma where Rumple is, and he seems agitated when he tells them that Rumple is busy. They just seem just as irritated. Once my break starts, I meet Karma at the bar. He looks depressed. I guess if you and Rumple compete to woo girls, he would win. Darling, if I were to shed my disguise right here and now, I would be clear victor. Since without this disguise, one would have flocked to me. It is rather uncomfortable to have every woman in Angielle fall in love with you. You look like you're judging me, Princess, because I am. If you only understood my plight. Karma and Rumple may speak similarly, but they're still different. Karma is the type to complain, while Rumple never complains. He is overworking himself for someone else, just like he went out of his way to apologize to me many times. My heart sinks a little bit, and I think of him and he's helping out the sick man. Rumple did not even want Anise to go up there, so he probably wouldn't want me to be there earlier. I could try to go visit him, or I could go back to my room. Let me save. I kind of want to go see Rumple. I think I'll go check on him. Check on Rumple? I hadn't realized I was speaking out loud. I looked at Karma, who furrowed his eyebrows at me slightly. I honestly do not know how you can stand him as a partner. Why do you dislike Rumple so much? A lot of things, Princess. But that fight between us doesn't involve you. Then do not involve me. You have no need to comment on us being partners. Karma looks at me, wide-eyed, a little shocked. Then a sort of knowing comes into his eyes and he smiles, just a little bit. Yes, I think you should go visit him, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to get him off your mind, would you? He laughs a little before picking up the tray and rushing off to continue his shift. I still love Karma. I slowly make my way upstairs, my feet feeling heavy. For some reason, I feel like karma was right. I make my way over to Rumpel's room. The door is slightly ajar and I hear hushed voices on the other side. Those voices are definitely belong to Anise and Rumple. I slowly push the door open and quietly step inside. Rumple and Anise are standing over the man, who is covered in blankets and coughing. A series of bottles sits on the table close by. None of the herbal remedies are working. We need medicine for this. I'm sorry, I don't have any money to offer, Rumple. Anise, please don't sound so sad. You've already tried helping as much as you possibly can. It's my fault for promising to buy the medicine that we need. I glance at the table where the list is sitting. Beautiful cursive handwriting details everything that the patient needs. Everything is circled except for some of the medicines at the very bottom that are star next to it. Is that Rumple's handwriting? Suddenly the two of them turn. They both look shocked to see me. Princess, what are you doing here? Came to see how you were doing. Princess, I'm fine, but... He glances down at the man in bed, and he sighs out a little bit. We give him what we can, but the one medicine we need is something we can't afford. Even with the money I'm getting from Lady Parfait, this isn't enough. I walk into the room and glance at the list. I look over at the total for the medicine and then the coins on the table that I hadn't noticed before. Did Rumple use all his money for the stranger? What will happen if you do not get the medicine? Without this, the infection will spread, and he goes silent and the man starts coughing again. I can read the answer on his eyes, even if he won't say it. The man could be in terrible danger. He could even die. Rumple looks defeated. He does not look at himself at all. He doesn't look like himself at all. I glance at the coins again and then the list. Without a second thought, I grab the list and the coins. Princess, where are you? I'll be back. Oh, she's gonna buy the medicine! I leave the room, even with Anise and Rumple protesting behind me. I make my way to the room where I picked up my bag of coins and the king gave me when I went to the palace the day I was cursed. Then I head for the door. Also, she's going by herself. That's probably not a good idea when people were watching her. I immediately head for the medicine store that we always went frequently. I count the coins that I need to buy the medicine. This will take all of my money, but it wasn't as if I was going to use it for something else. I rush back to the Martian with the medicine in a little bag, hoping that this is the one that Rumple needs. It is dark by the time I get back to the Martian. I make my way to Rumple's room again and notice that he's sitting on the stool beside the patient's bed, looking at him forlornly. When I enter the room, his eyes go wide. He seems even more surprised when I hand him the bag. Princess, is this... He opens the bag and lets a little vial roll into his hands. How did you buy this? I combined your total with the money I had left. Rumple stares at me, clearly flabbergasted. Then his expression morphs into something softer, something more relieved. He steps forward and suddenly his arms are around me. Whoa! He grips me tightly and then I hear his voice in my ear. Thank you so much, Princess Lucette. My heartbeat picks up slightly. It is so loud that I think Rumple might hear it, but he pulls away and doesn't say anything. I'll have to thank you for this later, Princess, but for now, you should leave. I don't want you to get sick. I am too dazed to disagree, but I nod my head quietly before moving swiftly towards the door. I glance back at Rumple one last time, noticing that he's checking on the man's temperature. The moment I leave, the room flashes of light emanates from my chest. Yay! We got the first deed! Woo! I absolutely touch the glass slipper on my neck and then pause and stare down at it. I feel a soft gas leave my lips when I notice the fragment of the second slipper. Yeah! We did it! I got my first good deed. I bought the medicine for Rumple, but I only added a few more coins to buy it. So what I did today was considered... I am confused, but at the same time, I am pleased that I actually managed to get a good deed. Now I only needed 2 more. The next day, I go down to the tavern area to begin my work, but I am there a little early. Waltz is working on his puppets at the table, eyebrows furrowed in concentration. When I walk up, he looks at me and smiles. Then he raises his eyebrows. Princess, congratulations! You got your first good deed. I did. I knew you could do it. I nod in response. His praise makes me feel oddly proud. I continue my usual work, keeping an eye out for Rumple as I work my shift, but he never appears. A few days go by, and it's only after the man leaves, looking a lot healthier and stable than he was before, that I finally see Rumple. He and the man speak at the front door of the tavern. No, really, sir. I couldn't take anything from you. Nonsense, you saved my life. I had to pay you back somehow. The man is holding money out to Rumple, and Rumple shakes his head. I notice that there are dark circles under his eye and that he looks tired. I didn't help you for the money. But I insist! The money could be spent on better things, like your family. You may not take my money, but I promise I will pay you back. Your health is the reward I need, I promise. I can't thank you enough. After the man leaves, I approach Rumpel. He turns to me and leans against the door. His smile is still tired but bright. Ah, princess! Come to heal my weary body, perhaps. I would so love another hug. My face becomes hot at the memory of Rumpel's hug from the other day. Ah, the natural rouge of your cheeks are so sweet, princess. It makes me feel indefinitely better. And your necklace seems different? I reach up and touch the pendant. Every time I got a good deed, a piece would add to my necklace. Oh right, you helped with the medicine the other day. Of course that was a good deed, princess. It was very selfless of you. Thank you again for that. The man tried to thank you too, but you refused his money. Why? And why did you spend your money on him? Because life is invaluable, princess. No amount of money could ever be more important than a person's life, even if it's someone you do not know. Yes, because everyone has a life, princess. They have loved ones, families, sweethearts. And if I can help them, I will. And I will gladly spend any amount of money to do so. Okay, fine, but why did you not accept any money from that man? Because no amount of money... You needed that money. How are you going to buy more medicine without any money? Rumpel's eyes widened. He was clearly not expecting me to ask that question. But he said before that he didn't have much money, and it was true. I can't take his money from him when he didn't have much more to begin with. He was thanking you with money. You should have accepted it. Parfait pays you, does she not? Rumpel's shoulders sag when he sighs. Yes, even though I won't accept his money far from her face to face, she has sneaked into my wallet. If she does that, why not just accept it from her? I'm trying to make a statement, princess. And Parfait doesn't seem to care because she sneaks money into your wallet regardless. You have a point there. You're stubborn. We both are. Now, I have a question. Why did you use your money on that man? You knew nothing about him. Did you do it for him? For yourself? Or for me, perhaps? Rumpel grins at me mischievously. Even with tired eyes, I can still see the bright cheer in their face. Hit the nail right on the head. Again, you're becoming easier to read, my sweet princess. Well, no matter why you did it, I thank you. That medicine was necessarily to help the man. I still think you should have accepted the money from him. You helped him, and you did him service no one else would. You should have accepted his gratitude. Princess, I told you. I crossed my arms and frowned at him. You're so stubborn. Rumpel's eyes falter and he just looks at me sadly, almost guiltily. For some reason, the sight of him is such a stake that makes my heart sink. Why have that frown? You look better with a smile. Rumpel stares at me shocked. Why is he staring at me like that? You like my smile? What? I didn't say You like my smile and you complimented it too, princess. You have no idea how much this means to me. Rumpel throws his hands in the air. I resist the urge to roll my eyes at the exaggerated reaction. You get compliments all the time from women. Yes, but none are honest as yours. That compliment is valuable because I know you absolutely mean it. So, I will keep those words close to my heart because they are precious to me. It wasn't anything like that spectacular compliments he gives, yet he still looks happy. You two seem to be getting along. Parfait appears behind us with a smile on her face. Sorry to interrupt, Lucette. Karma is slowly drowning in table work. Would you help him? Yes, of course. Rumpel looks disappointed as I'm sent back to the bar, where Karma expresses immediate relief that I'm back. Rumpel retires to his room earlier that day, and is given the day off. Both Delore and Parfait can see the tiredness on his face, just like I can. He does not reappear for the rest of the day. At the end of my shift, I retire to my room. When I get downstairs the next morning, I am met with a familiar sight. Both Karma and Rumpel standing on opposite sides of the table, their voices raising in an argument. Oh my god, again! They're fighting again? I happen to catch their words as they walk quietly down the stairs. Who are you to criticize my work ethic when you were gone for several days, leaving me with your workload? It wasn't like I wanted to, and who are you to criticize how I work? All the ladies I spoke to said you shower them with compliments. What kind of professional behavior is that? I am having a hard time believing you're professional with the way you flaunt yourself. At least I don't flirt with people to attract their attention. And you flirt with them and don't even realize the effect it has on other people. Flattery is not a crime. Just yesterday, the princess came to see you in your room, all because you gave her an impression that you liked her. Oh shit. Were you actually spying on her? And you call me uncouth. No, I overheard her say it. And you're wrong. I never said anything if it isn't truthful. Well, then the truth of the matter is that you must be in love with many women, because they all seem to think that you'll get down on one knee and propose to them. You say such sly things, Miss Karma, and yet you're the biggest liar of them all. At least I don't lie to my partner. Ooh, whoa, hang on. Karma, I love you, but what the hell is going on here? I'm gonna try defending Rumple first. Rumple tells me that he never lies. He tells me that he wants me to trust him. Though, I still find it hard to believe I do want to trust him. I walk down the rest of the stairs and stop at Rumple's side, both men looking equally surprised to see me there. Rumple has never lied to me yet. Karma looks at me and stares at me for a few moments, looking startled by my sudden appearance. Then he sighs. Princess, a man that flatters everyone doesn't flatter anyone. At least he's not too conceited at flattering himself constantly. Such a sharp tongue you have, Princess. And you were very quick to jump to assumptions. You two are at it again. Julian stops at the table and frowns at both of them. Both men glance away from her cold gaze. Karma murmurs something before excusing himself. Rumple looks down at the table, his eyes knit together. His eyebrows stick together with frustration. What's wrong with you two? Why can't you be civil with each other? Durin, you're never here to see how these fights start. Karma's a bit of a beast. Well, fucking, if you only knew. Attacking me for no good reason at all. But your keen eyes should be able to discern that, right? Flattery won't work on me, Rumple. And second, I doubt these fights start with any bit of prompting from you. I swear, I don't start anything. Karma's always irritable. He's like a woman during that one time of the month. Rumple, no! Durin walks away stiffly, leaving me with Rumple. I look at him a little irritated by that comment earlier. He gives me a sheepish smile. Thank you, Princess. For what? For defending me. I swear I meant what I said. I would never lie to you. I mean every one of my compliments, every one of my thank yous. The only compliments that I genuinely believe is when he's actually being sincere when they're by themselves, rather than, you look so lovely today kind of thing. You must know that, since you came to defend me. Rumple, sometimes you continue talking when nothing needs to be said. But I am just expressing the depth of my gratitude. It's not necessary. It was such a small thing too. Princess, can you give me some help with the inventory? I'm coming. As I turn away, Rumple waves. I'll see you later, Princess. Who knows, you might get your second good deed. I resist the urge to roll my eyes. It feels like it will be a while yet before I can achieve my next good deed. Chapter 6, Strings of Fate. Okay guys, I'm gonna end the episode here, so I hope you guys enjoyed Cinderella Phenomenon so far. And again, the whole thing with Rumple being genuine, I really think it's just like his defense mechanism, but well, you can totally tell he's being truthful when he's with Lucette alone, but other than that, he's kind of like, it's not real, it's very fake. You can totally tell that. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed this episode of Cinderella Phenomena, remember to leave a like, comment, subscribe to join the companions, and if you would like to support the channel on Patreon, there's a link in the description. Get early access to videos for Patreon only, the Discord server to come talk to me, and a bunch of other stuff that I send out to you in the mail. Also, if you would like to check out my store, that is another way you can help support the channel. Alright! Again, I'm not hating on Rumple, but Rumple is a bit extra, that's the only thing. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye! Oh! Oh god! Oh! Oh god! Fuck, honey! I'm home! Are you okay? Honey? While his finger sees the edges of my... I wired my laser anticipation and he uses the